wireless connection? I think we're live.
Are we live?
I think we're live.
It gave us a message like it's prone to do that said you're having trouble, and then put us live immediately.
But now it says it's doing stuff. So maybe this is why it's pixelated.
It's like pixelated because we have a bad Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, because I'm attaching to the Code Shop's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That's through the roof rather than the Barnlight Wi-Fi. Because I know nobody's up there.
Right.
So
I was going to download a torrent while we're on like the thing or something like that.
yeah, and I don't trust anybody in the Barnlight.
Right.
So anyway, we've been live for 46 seconds now. Welcome to Tech Tuesday. It's a Eugene Tech regular podcast. There's another event going on here, which is the real Tech Tuesday. Here, let me show you. So this is the real Tech Tuesday happening at the Barnlight right now. That's Eric Erickson and some people talking. They can't really hear us, so it's all good.
They need to make the buttons on the screen smaller, right?
Smaller buttons, please. Okay, so hi, my name's Mark. I'm a moderator on the Eugene Tech Switchboard. One of the things we do every week is the Week in Tech, and so and the reason we do that is because maybe you don't want to sign up for every single meetup group in town and get a ton of emails. If you don't want to do that, all you have to do is sign up for or just follow the Switchboard, and on Mondays you'll get the Week in Tech. So two big things this week. The WAC is in town, and we have a special guest tonight, Not Ford, who's going to be telling us all about the WAC. That's coming up here in a minute.
Just a regular guest.
Just a regular guest. And if you don't know what the WAC is, then you're probably more excited about the other thing that's happening, which is Big Party Weekend. Code Shop's 50-year anniversary party, and also the Toolbox Project grand opening, barbecue, fun for the whole family.
Aren't you guys providing Code Shops is providing food and beer?
Code Shops is providing 100 pounds of pulled pork and a keg of beer.
Sounds like a good time.
And live music.
Awesome.
So yeah, that should be a good time.
Hopefully we'll see you there.
So the Willamette Angel Conference is Thursday, most of the day, and then have a reception party that is a networking mixer and always awesome. Saturday is the huge blowout celebration double feature with the launch of the Toolbox Project barbecue we just talked about. It's also the Code Shops co-working space 5-year anniversary. So there's an evening pub crawl that starts here at the Barnlight and goes around town, and there's a bunch of mystery fun things that happen. So it's a full day of celebratory goodness. There's a couple new things this week. There's a Maker Expo at the library, also on Saturday. Obviously they didn't plan very well because everybody's going to be at the barbecue. There's a thing called a Co-Founder 101 at the new Rain space. That's the big thing that happened this week too, is Rain moved into their new fancy building right down the street. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be lots of fun activities going on there for the entrepreneurial type. It's right over by the LCC downtown campus. Tonight is also SQL Server User Group has a new location, Oregon something over by the U of O. More details online. So there's a ton of other things going on. You can see that there's links and links and links of stuff. You can find them all in the Week in Tech. Mostly Coder Dojo's got a bunch of new classes starting up, and we've got Cord here. We've got some awesome Coder Dojo news coming up in just a second. I'll finish out the space here. I don't know. There's a bunch of things going on. BitForest has got their startup coffee meetups. And there's a bunch of stuff going on at the Ferdy Lab. So tune in to the Switchboard and see all those things that are going on. Here's a writers club. This is kind of interesting. Writers for a Sustainable Future, Eco Fiction, at the, I think that's over at Mindworks. If you're in Salem, there's a Hack Salem thing going on Wednesday. And of course on Thursday is the WAC. And I think that's about it. Except for Saturday, which is the double party we talked about, and also the thing at the library. So do all those things. So tonight we have my good friend Ford. I'll let you introduce yourself and say what you're here to talk about.
I am Ford Slatton, and I'm here to talk about the new Coder Dojo website launch. They are a local organization that teaches children to code and has, unfortunately up till now, or possibly fortunately for this project I guess, but unfortunately for them, for quite a while, not had any web presence other than just a meetup site. And so I participated in the 2016 Hack for a Cause in February, and built them a website, and then spent some additional time helping them flesh it out so that it had just more functionality than just a simple website, so they could help them with their classes and be a real resource for them. And so now we've got that to the point where it's launched, and
it launched today, right?
I think it launched Saturday, Sunday.
But nobody knew about it.
Nobody knew about it. It's soft launch on Sunday.
It's soft launch.
This is the launch. This is really it.
This is it. This is the big deal. So if you wanted to go see the awesomeness, what's the URL?
It's Eugene Region CoderDojo.org. And that's a little complex, but not too bad. So Eugene Region CoderDojo.org.
Because Coder Dojo is actually like a worldwide phenomenon, right?
It is.
I think it started in Scotland or something, or Ireland. Anyway, it started somewhere else, and so all the different Coder Dojos that are around, they're all the something region, or there's some branding around that, and so that's why it's not just Coder Dojo or Eugene Coder Dojo. It's Eugene Region Coder Dojo,
.org, and that has no dashes, and we can go in a little bit later and add that link to the feed so that it's easy for you guys. But for those of you that can actually type, without copy pasting, which I'm very guilty of, it is just Eugene Region CoderDojo.org. Phonetic, you can spell it out.
Nice. Well, and also, so this is a follow-on from Hack for a Cause. Hack for a Cause was a thing that the TAO did in February, and they were taking they were trying to do something kind of new, rather than just having a hackathon where you just kind of come up with your idea on the spot and kind of make it happen. They went out to the community and they said, what organizations in town need some tech enablement, and they don't have it. And so they tried to package these things up into what they call Goldilocks challenges. And the idea was maybe if we present the Goldilocks challenge at Hack for a Cause, then a team will pick it up, and maybe they can get pretty far with something over the weekend, and potentially they could get picked up and used as something. And that's a huge risk, because if you ever participate in a hackathon, the stuff you make is mostly smoke and mirrors, right? There just isn't enough time to do good software development in a weekend, and so it's mostly just something you can throw up and give a pitch about, and maybe win some fabulous prizes. Your team won a prize, right?
Yeah, we won insanely high-speed internet, I guess. I guess it might be faster if you're in a really big city somewhere or something, but as fast as internet as you can get in Eugene, basically, in the near future. And that's being installed into Atlantis Downtown. I worked with Esteban, who owns that, on the team, and so his co-working space will have that in case anybody wants to get some super high-speed internet connection. I think it's supposed to get installed over the summer. That was What was it that provided that? It wasn't
Access Media.
It was Access and Ruckus, right?
Ruckus.
Yeah.
Ruckus and Access.
Yeah, and they're great guys. They were really friendly, and that was the most. I mean, it was really nice to help an organization like Coder Dojo, where I've always thought about volunteering there and maybe teaching a class, but I just haven't had the time, and so the hackathon seemed like a good use of my skills. But really, meeting people I didn't know that work and working with them in various capacities in the community was what made it worthwhile. It was quite enjoyable.
Well, and so the weekend's over, and you could have just walked away, right? You could have just walked away with your high-speed internet fanciness and said, "Okay, good luck," because there was no it wasn't implied that you were going to go on and do more stuff. And so, but you decided to, either the dojo reached out to you or you reached out to them and you're like, hey, let's do this thing.
It's kind of a combination of it, us both realizing that it was a little unrealistic to set drinks so high for what you could do over that weekend, but also just wanting to make sure that they had exactly what they needed as a tool, not part of what they needed, and were struggling to accomplish what they wanted. It took a little extra time, but making sure that they were able to kind of set their sights on the next thing to work on instead of, well, we did that, and we still have to keep fixing our website for the next while. So now they have a tool that, over the weekend, it would have been easy probably to deliver something that was somewhat polished, that was just kind of a business card website, tells people what's going on, and then says, well, this website doesn't really do anything, so why don't you just contact us through it, and we'll do something for you, like sign you up for a class, or anything like that. Well, instead we went a little bit further and made sure that people could sign up for classes, could volunteer, and various things like that. So we just provided a lot more functionality, a lot more usefulness. That's not a very good word there, but basically it does what they need now rather than just
so they don't have to rely on the meetup group, meetup.com. They don't have to rely on that. They don't have to rely on the Switchboard to get the word out. They can still use those tools, but if you now there's actually a Coder Dojo site to go to, there's a calendar, there's a way to sign up to be a volunteer, there's like all these things, so, congratulations, good job on making that happen. I'm sure it was like smooth sailing the whole way, working with people who haven't worked with developers much.
No, it wasn't, but there are challenges in every project you do, and really it wasn't people not being developers and things like that. A lot of the challenges stem from it being a hackathon, actually, and following that through, and not having some of the specifications that I typically have on a project and things like that. But challenges are made to be worked through. We've launched the site now. Everyone's really happy, so
right on.
We're there.
Right on. Well, thank you very much for your time, sir.
It's great to see you.
And we'll bring our next special guest up.
Okay.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Remember the party. There's a party.
Hold it up just in case.
Come on in. So the Willamette Angel Conference is in town. It's not in town every year. It's in town every other year. And so we're lucky enough to have it this year. I always look forward to the Willamette Angel Conference because it happens on the same week as my birthday does.
Oh, it does? What's your birthday?
My birthday, hooray, the 8th of May. My birthday was on Mother's Day this year.
Happy late birthday.
But the WAC has been on my birthday before because I think it's always like the first Thursday or something. It's in that first 8 days or something. So introduce yourself and tell us why you're here.
Okay. I'm Leanne Hogue. I'm the Director of Economic Development at the Eugene Chamber of Commerce, and I am the lead staff on the Willamette Angels Conference this year. Like Mark said, it's in Eugene. It goes back and forth between Eugene and Corvallis. For those of you who don't know what the WAC is, it's really an effort to connect our local startup companies with investor capital they need to grow. If a company is really new, they're not going to get an a regular bank loan or something from a regular institution. And if you want to grow really fast, like if you're a tech company, you want to grow and scale really fast, you're going to need angel investment. And so this is really an effort to bring together our investors all the way up from Eugene to Cabrales. We would have some from Portland to come together and pool their resources and invest in some startup companies in our area.
So it's called the Angels Conference this year. I noticed this year you added an S.
We did add an S.
Are you emphasizing the fact that there's many, it's not just one angel investor, like one angel, like one company, one angel investor? It doesn't really work like that. Like the angels kind of pool their resources, right?
That's a good point. So I think it's a misconception sometimes that the Willamette Angel Conference is what it used to be called. It would only invest in one company, and it really is. We've got 50 investors in the LLC this year, so definitely more than one investor. And they invest in more than one company. So the S really signifies a bunch of things. That there's more than one angel investor and that they invest in more than one company. Last year, the Willamette Angels invested over $1 million in over 4 startup companies. And so adding the S this year is a little bit of a subtle change, but there will be a bigger announcement at the conference on Thursday as to why we've done that and what the plans are for them going forward.
But it's still, like if they want to go to the website, it's still, what is it, WillametteAngelConference.com, or is it the
I think it's WillametteConference.com.
WillametteConference.com?
Yeah.
But you already missed it. If you wanted to participate, that would have been a couple weeks ago was the cutoff. So it's too late to go to be part of the main show. But it's never too late to show up to the after party, which is Thursday at, what venue are you at?
Venue 252.
Venue 252 is probably the most premium venue that we've got in Eugene. I can't afford it, so I've never had an event there. I'm looking forward to checking it out. And so it's Thursday after the main thing. What time is it?
Yeah, so unfortunately, like you said, we have missed the cutoff for people to attend the conference, which is Thursday from 12:30 to 5. We've hit a record attendance number. We're going to have about 300 people there, which is really huge. But if you're not able to attend the conference, you can still come to the after party, which is from 5 to 7 at venue 252. You'll get to interact with the companies who have won the investment. You'll interact with all the investors that are there. We have a lot of community and business leaders that will be there. And what I think is really cool, a lot of the companies that applied to the WAC will be there tabling. So you'll get to see about 30 of our local startup companies from Eugene to Corvallis and some from Portland have a little table there with their product and talk to you about their business.
So it's like a little startup expo.
Kind of like a little startup expo, yeah.
That's cool.
And you'll have food and free drinks, which is always good.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
About the WAC?
I don't know.
I just think the WAC is it's really cool for our startup ecosystem here. Like I said, there's been some misconceptions that they don't invest in a lot of companies, but we're working on changing that. I think that even if you're not a startup or you're not a tech company, but you just want to support local companies in our area who are growing and who are going to provide jobs, that this is a great way to engage with that community. And coming out to the reception is a good way to do that.
So for people who aren't like in the entrepreneurial space and deal with investors much, what's the difference between venture capital investing in your startup and like an angel investor?
So angel investors will invest in your company in a very early stage. That's why they're referred to angels instead of venture capitals, because they're like the angel that comes in and helps support your company when you're at a very, very risky stage. So they're going to come in when you might be pre-revenue, you might have no customers yet, you might not even have your product fully developed, but they see that there's a market for your product and they believe in you and they'll invest in you now. Venture funds come later on in a company's life cycle where they have really a proof of concept, they have a lot of revenue, and their venture funds are a lot more than angel funds.
Right. Well, thanks for the explanation of that. I was always very foggy on that for the first couple of years. I'm like, what? Okay. who, why, when do they get the money? Do they want the money back? What's going on? So that helps a lot. So I'll see you at the after party. The reception.
Okay.
What is it called?
It's an after party reception.
After party reception. Okay, yeah, I'll be there. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Ann Booley says she needs help from angelic investors. Well, you should probably go to the WAC. I noticed, hey Oliver, we had one more person here, but she kind of took off. So I'm going to try to snag somebody from TechTuesday just to kind of hang out for a second. Hey Oliver, you want to come be on the TV?
Just me?
Well, yeah, Valley, I saw Valley walk by. She's our third guest, but she's like disappeared. And so, have a seat.
I'm pinch guesting.
Yeah. So,
This is actually live?
Yeah, we're live on the internet.
That's kind of freaky.
Yeah, so, Oliver doesn't use the Facebook.
Oh wow, you can see people.
He's security man. See, Al, say hi. Hi, Al.
Hi, Al.
So we're online.
Wow.
What I wanted to, Oliver's hanging out for a second because we've talked about the barbecue a little bit. There's going to be a barbecue party, but there's also this like tourist pub crawl thing going on. And what we haven't been telling people is that for the tourist pub crawl, there's going to be special events. There's going to be like mystery things happening along the way. So we're going to start at the Barnlight, and then we're going to go to Code Shops, and there's going to be a mystery thing there. Who knows what it is? And then also on the second floor of the Broadway Commerce Center is 20 Ideas.
An analytics spot.
An analytics spot.
Word of the point.
Word of the point, analytics spot. Sometimes I get confused on who's working on
It is
what.
the same physical building, the same office, but
Right.
I don't care about the 20 ideas.
20 Ideas, he doesn't care. But what he does care about is analytics spot.
Yeah.
What are you? Are you the C something O there?
Tio, yes.
CTO?
And I recently got promoted to president because it turned out Mike couldn't afford me shit from the lawyer unless I was vice president. So.
You're a V?
Yeah, no,
Nice, good job. Good job. Congratulations.
VP of myself, basically.
Nice. Well, I've often, sometimes you run into these, like, Analytics Spot isn't one of these, but you run into these companies and it's just like two founders and they're like, oh, I'm the CEO, I'm the CTO, or I'm the, C, and that's I'm kind of a literalist, and so sometimes that confuses me. It's like, well, it's really just an LLC. There's no board. You didn't get elected. There's no, just kind of throwing these things around. But it's the normal thing to do. I'm the outlier. I'm the one who doesn't get it. It's just a thing.
We do actually have a board.
You do, yeah. Yes, you do. But
This is still a pretty grandiose title for a not so grandiose position.
If people went to the pub crawl and they ended up at Analytics Spot,
Yes.
what mystery might be unfolded there?
Can't figure out how to answer that and still have it be a mystery.
Well, this is insider info for the people who are watching the show.
Well, so, all right, not entirely settled. I believe where we're leaning is very, very tasty beer and a very special tasty treat that includes bacon.
Bacon treats. That sounds good. I'm going to see if I can find Valley. Do you know who Valley is?
No. Are you going to leave me just ramble at the Facebook people?
No. Okay. Here, we'll switch over to the room for a second. I'm gonna go try to find Valley. Hold on. Enjoy Tech Tuesday already in progress. That's Aaron Duchateau. Valley walked through, but
It's an hour here and an hour.
you want to be on the show, Eric? Okay. All right. Well, we can't find our last special guest. They've disappeared. It was more chatting about Coder Dojo stuff. So we're just going to call it a night. Thank you very much, and I'll leave you with Pan No of the room.